sequels of all time. I think it goes without saying that The Empire Strikes Back is one of the greatest movie sequels of all time. I mean, it just has so many classic moments, like Han Solo getting frozen, the Battle of Hoth, Darth Vader revealing that he's Luke's father, and the intense scene of Luke's training, where he finds a can of beer in a tree. Wait, that wasn't in The Empire Strikes Back! Okay, well, what about the original Star Wars then? Once again, so many classic moments, like when Obi-Wan tells Luke of the Clone Wars and his father, where Obi-Wan then opens up a cooler that is full of beers. What's going on here? What is this madness you speak of, my dear child? Okay, well, what about Return of the Jedi? The intense scene where Emperor Palpatine is trying to lure Luke to the dark side, where he then uses the dark side of the Force to summon a beer. And yeah, you can see a theme going on here. Yep, you've heard of the Star Wars Trilogy Special Editions, but get ready for the Star Wars Trilogy Beer Editions, where in the early 2000s, a version of the Star Wars Trilogy that was broadcast in Chile actually incorporated beer commercials into the actual movies as we know them. CERVEZA CRISTAL. So, in today's episode of Weird Tales of Pop Culture, we're going to explore the strange phenomenon known as breaking zapping, where beer commercials would be presented as if they were part of the movies being broadcast. Where not only might Star Wars be set in a galaxy far, far away, but also a beer-guzzling one too. So let's check it out. It's not uncommon for some countries to have minor tweaks and edits made to particular movies in certain parts of the world, usually for translation and cultural purposes. Heck, this has even happened several times with Star Wars. Did you know that in Brazil, the character Dooku had to have his name changed to Dukan because in Portuguese languages, Dooku means from the arse? Personally, I would have thought that it would have been great to have an evil dark Sith called Lord from the Arse. But I guess not everyone has that sense of humour.
This is a mistake, a terrible mistake. They've gone too far. This is madness.
However, the breaking zapping is an entirely different case, as it deals with adverts being edited into the movies for TV broadcasts. So today's oddity starts with the beer brand CERVEZA CRISTAL, which is often just referred to as Cristal. And like Star Wars, this brand also started in 1977 in its country of origin, Chile. And over the years, Cristal beer would get a motto which translates to unique, great, and ours. In fact, Star Wars aside, CERVEZA CRISTAL already has some pretty interesting commercials advertising their product. During the 90s, there would be lots of commercials set on the beach, full of young, beautiful people, where everyone is looking like they're having a really good time, and like they're at the peak of human happiness, and it's all thanks to Cristal beer. My favourite one is set in what looks like a retirement home on Bingo Day, where we see this old lady drink Cristal beer and turn into a young hot lady, where all the other elderly residents drink Cristal beer and become young and throw a party. Naturally. So, I guess just give Granny a beer and she'll be able to relive her youth. So it's here that we get to the year 2003. Yes, 2003. And a Chile TV station called Channel 13 were planning to broadcast the original Star Wars trilogy. And why not? Everyone loves the original Star Wars trilogy. It was decided by CERVEZA CRISTAL's parent company, CCU, to create commercials for their product for the Star Wars broadcasts and present them in a way where audiences would think the commercials are part of the movies. The project was overseen by brand manager, Philippe Weirdandt, and he claimed that this unique style of advertising was created in order to reach potential customers whom had become weary of advertisements, or as he puts it, becoming increasingly aloof. In other words, when the ad breaks start, audiences at home probably wouldn't be inclined to zone out and lose interest if they believe the adverts are actually part of the movie. I guess in a way it can be seen as tricking people into watching the adverts, I guess. So all up, there were 5 CERVEZA CRISTAL inserts made into the Star Wars trilogy for this Channel 13 broadcast. These include a scene where Obi-Wan opens up a case of Cristal beer when he talks to Luke about his father. CERVEZA CRISTAL! While on the Millennium Falcon, when Han speaks of how he finds the Force to be superstitious hocus pocus, Obi-Wan pulls a Cristal beer out of his sleeve. CERVEZA CRISTAL! And when Obi-Wan is interfering with the mechanics of the Death Star, he manages to get another Cristal beer from a miniature icebox. And yeah, you're probably noticing
If you want to send some stuff to me so I can check out what you have sent, please send it to this exact address. However, you may only send some stuff that I am interested in. No airplane, okay? Because if you send something like this, I will make sure that I will tell you that I do not like this film at all. So make sure you send stuff like this, or this, or this, or this. And yes, even Airplane 2 the sequel. Oh, and get this, a special collector's edition of Twister, complete with a steelbook that features not only the secondary poster artwork, but the image of the pipe scene on the back. Heck yeah, I'm getting this. And also Airplane 2 the sequel, which had this cover. Just look at those nuts. I can't keep up with them all. And even the one in the original theatrical poster. Like, look at it. And just look at this poster for the worst film of all time. I mean, come on, do they really need to tie that plane up into another? I mean, that part never actually happened in the film. I mean, they clearly just used a toy model plane. Like, come on, really? And yes, this is what the plane actually looks like in the film. And here's another image of that same goddamn plane model, also from the film. God damn it, I hate this film. And its different titles, like this one known as Flying High, but I would refer to the film with this title. I just hated it so much. So make sure you send in to this address, and I hope to God I will look at them. And in the words of the good old immortal named Connor McLeod,
there can be only one.
If you came to party, make some noise.